The early morning warrior sets out afoot and resolute at dawn, looking to seize the day in my own carpe diem way. My starting point of my daily walk begins at the Beacon, a few blocks from where I live, an inviting parapet that juts out over the bluff, a proverbial and imagined stairway to heaven. Facing the foreboding ocean which seems to say to me, I was here before you and will be after you are gone. And so I begin, ready to take on my daily open road, walking steadfastly along the solid, well-groomed dirt path, high up on the bluff so the ocean is never far from my sight. The empty benches wait patiently for later-day souls to come and sit. I feel them smirking at me in mocking recognition of the familiar man-child, his legs scurry briskly along as he passes them in the recently rebuilt California incline. The early fog embraces the ocean, arching its back like a lazy, stretching dog, waiting for the sun to burn through the remnants of its marine layer quilt. I continue on, distancing myself from others. The lyric I Walk Alone by Green Day is the soundtrack of my daily trek. Moving now past the personal trainers whose gyms are closed and have become temporary squatters, adopting the park as their personal grassy fitness center. Everywhere is beauty. I tip my hat to the architects of Palisades Park, the unsung heroes whose art is ubiquitous. Few notice this, but I do, every day. The landscape is no accident. The design is purposeful, unobtrusive, but with a personality all of its own. The restrooms get first sun, a spotlight on the thoughtful design, as if to say, this is California. We don't do outhouses, we do art houses. Coming up now to my least favorite but important part of the early morning workout, the stairs. Not the famous brutal ones that are way down the way, but brutal on their own. 2 times down, 2 times up. Windy, uneven, awkward, my lungs expand, my muscles flex. It's good pain. My breathing subsides a bit as I make it back to level ground, hugging the rail as I continue on. I look down at the blue circles of the new North Beach playground. To be young again. The sun begins to kiss the shore. Soon it will swallow up the morning shadows, and like me, it will own this day. I pass the wooden sculpture called Gestation 3. It's become an odd and old friend. It is stationary but seems to turn as I pass, as if to keep an eye on me. I stop for a moment to say hello to former Santa Monica socialite Arcadia Bandini de Stearns Baker, and wonder why they didn't turn her around so she could gaze upon the ocean for eternity. I pass this cloistered bench. More than once I've come here to sit and do my writing. It reminds me of a Victorian window seat, the plant's leaves embracing the visitor, providing cover and security. I pick up the pace now as I head to the end of the first leg of my walk, noticing the usual sights, appreciating their simplicity and order. My feet move quickly, my shoes wet from the dewy grass and dirty from the path. The home stretch is aligned with tables who have seen me countless times. They cheer me on like a marathon runner, or at least they do in my mind. Rounding the curve, the ocean is as fully awake as I am now. And finally, I arrive at the totem pole, donated by another long time ago Santa Monica resident, J. Walter Todd. This is the turnaround point of the first part of my morning walk in Palisades Park. I stop for a minute or two. I touch the pole in tribute to the park and to this day. And then double back, walking south this time, the ocean now on my right, heading all the way down to the pier. Feasting on familiar sights and living art, watching as Palisades Park slowly starts to come alive with locals and tourists. After arriving at the pier, I will once again turn back north, all the way back down to the totem pole. 3 long laps like this, my oceanside hamster wheel as I go round and round, before being swallowed up by the city with upscale houses and streets named Margarita, Alta, and Palisades. As I continue on the final stretch of my morning walk, north of Montana, on my way back home, Palisades Park will be waiting for me tomorrow, and once again, prepared to launch me into a brand new day. This is Palisades Park. This is my world.